this content that you're, creating and documenting, it looks like you're translating a lot of it into Spanish. Can you tell us more about that? Why you're doing that?
I had an incident where I went to, over the years, it's sort of gotten bigger and bigger, and it's kind of gotten a little scary at sometimes. But I went to my oldest daughter's school event. We're cruising around, just having a good old time. And one of the kids' dads approaches me and he's all, Matt, like I've been stopped in public quite a bit. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And English was not his first language. Spanish was. So I'm sitting there talking to him and I could understand him. I've worked with many people that speak Spanish. So I'm sitting there talking to him and he's explaining that he watches everything. And he's bringing up videos from 3 years ago where he's just going off about something that we did. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it was awesome. Like this whole interaction was so genuine. And he told me, he's all, I have some trouble like translating, trying to figure out what you're explaining and how you're doing it. And it kind of clicked. And it sucked because at the same time, I don't speak Spanish. And for me to learn Spanish good enough to feel confident recreating these videos would take, I don't know, it'd probably take years. I know a few different things, but not enough to do it. So I started talking with some people and seeing what we could do about switching everything and dubbing it all in Spanish. That way we could put it out there, because it almost felt like we were gatekeeping a little bit, having it all in English. And the closed captions don't work well enough to translate. They mishear words and they don't work. So I started talking with some people. We set up the YouTube channel so everything's in Spanish, and we're currently, I mean, it takes a hell of a lot of time and it's not cheap, but we're in the process of translating 200 videos. We have more than 200 now, all into Spanish, and putting them all back up again. And I hope that we start dropping in May. It takes a lot, so we're working towards it. But we did the first one. I had a few people proof watch it and kind of tell me, like, because I don't know what is being said in full, so it's hard to do. But the goal is to be able to provide that. We have a lot of Spanish speaking people in the industry, and I feel like there's not a whole lot as far as content out there for them to watch, and it's not, everybody doesn't have to speak 3 different languages. So the goal is to cater to them and make it happen.
Do you think this is going to help us with the labor crisis that we're in right now?
I don't know so much about fixing that. If anything, it's going to benefit the industry and kind of, I don't know, rising tide lifts all ships. That's kind of my goal with all of it, is if I can help people, I'm going to. So it might not fix everything. For the most part, Hispanics are some of the hardest working people that I've ever worked with. They are very hardworking people. So if anything, what it's going to do is it's going to help them learn a bit. The same way that it does for anybody watching the English side of things that we do. They can learn a trick here about how to cut a bevel bigger than 54 degrees, or how to cut a roof this way. So if anything, it's just going to lift everybody up in the industry.